had a story of what I thought he wanted,
Yeah.
and it wasn't. He wanted the woman he married.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think just from somebody who struggled with addiction too, like it's not about the wife. It's really about a brokenness in the addict,
Yeah.
right? That begins to come out
Mhm.
and begins to and it is about power. It is about control. It is about a lot of the things from our childhood that is broken in us
Mhm.
that then comes out and brings the betrayal.
Mhm.
And it is ultimately choices that we make
Mhm.
that that impact the partner.
Mhm.
But it's important for you to hear it's not about the partner. The partner
Mhm.
can be perfect and the addict is still going to choose the addiction
Right.
because it's been the solution in their life that has helped them to survive their family of origin situation typically. And so they they choose it again.
Mhm.
And so and it's heartbreaking to see a wife go through that process of going, I can fix this, I want to fix it. And I think it's it is so natural for us to want to fix, right? Fix the
Mhm.
person that's struggling with the addiction. And it feels absolutely powerless to say,
Mhm.
I can't fix them. But it's ultimately the path to freedom to recognize that and to
Mhm.
go, I can't fix them. I can work on me and not to try to make me more beautiful or more enticing or whatever, but more whole before
Mhm.
God, more whole before my higher power. That that ultimately really um what I'm hearing from you is when you made that shift, things really began to shift. Can you tell us more about that shift?
Sure. Um, so it didn't shift for my husband, but it shifted for me.
Wow.
And um, there are days when I look back and um, I stuffed the emotion down so deeply, and I didn't talk to anyone for years and years and years. I
Mm.
maybe would say one or two things, but to a really chosen few people, but I
Mhm.
never let them know really what was going on.
Yeah.
And so I encourage you to find somebody safe that is in alignment with what your beliefs are, that you can talk to, and you can get some really wise advice.
Mm.
When I finally found a women's group, it was a group situation.
Okay.
Um, I finally opened up and really got to hear about the addiction and understand what was really happening,
Mm.
and um, and also see that as much as I wanted to be there and be the perfect wife, and like you said, again and again, he chose the addiction. Not because he didn't love me, not because he didn't love our children, but that's what kept happening. And
Mhm.
so for me, I I started really looking at where's my brokenness
Mhm.
from my childhood, and like I went all the way back. And also looked at, if you had asked me if I was codependent, I would have told you no. No, I'm independent. I'm strong, and I was strong, but I was very dependent and also enabling. And my heart was in the right place.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, like I look at what Christ did for me, that he chose me and forgave me of everything that I did
Yeah.
and still do. I'm far from perfect. And I want to be forgiving and gracious and merciful. And
It's beautiful.
well, the heart space was beautiful.
Yeah.
And not effective.
Right.
The forgiveness was effective, but it wasn't effective for me to go, okay, you said you're sorry.
Yeah.
I forgive you.
Yeah. And not
set a boundary and not hold him capable and also accountable to go and find help himself.
Right.
And I didn't. We were in a situation where we were caretakers at a ranch, and the owner owned a cable company. So every single TV channel that was available in the 2000s was available. And I didn't learn how to unhook it and take that out. And so now, again, I can use the tools that I had, and I could have taken that out. Ultimately, likely he would have gone somewhere else and found what he needed and desired in that moment.
Yeah.
The fix, right?
Right.
So once I really looked at my husband is not choosing to be the spiritual head of our home, and yet I know that God is my protector and he is my source and my provider. And I had somebody in Bible study, had nothing to do with what I was dealing with at home, but she said, you know, I had the analogy of an umbrella, and that when we walk in accordance to what God's called us to, and we choose into what he's called us to and be disciplined, his disciple, right? He covers us with this beautiful covering. Doesn't mean that our life is going to be perfect, but the enemy doesn't have the right to us. And that landed for me. I was like, life isn't perfect, but I'm going to walk in the way that God called me to be. So who did he call me to be as a wife? Because I can't throw blame at my husband if I'm not choosing to be what God called me to be as a wife. And that includes boundaries, because God gives us loving consequences and boundaries. And he loves us enough to call us to higher and better. And when we don't, there's consequences.